All right, students, hi. We're here at the carbohydrates test for our different sugars, and I have here 6 test tubes set up with 1 milliliter of our Benedicts reagent. So we're going to be testing water as our blank. We'll be testing sucrose, starch, lactose, glucose, and fructose. So I'm going to add 5 drops of sample to each test tube here, and then we're going to get these into a boiling water bath. Okay, water is going to be our blank. Water is not a carbohydrate, so we should see no change happening there. Let me go ahead and make sure I'm using the correct pipette for every sample. Okay, so that's for sucrose. Okay. Next up, we have starch. Alrighty. Oh, my starch one is right here. Here's starch. Alright. Our next sample is lactose. Alright. Next up we'll have glucose. Okay, and lastly we will have fructose. So for the Benedicts test, this will tell us whether or not our sugar is a reducing sugar, and that is some important information that you will want to collect. Okay, now that we have all of our samples in our test tubes here, we're going to put them into our hot water bath and see if we happen to get a color change. All right, so I'm going to lay these into the water bath gently. Okay, and we're going to wait a few minutes to see if we get any color change. So what we should see from our copper sulfate pentahydrate solution here is a change from copper 2+ to copper 0 with solid copper. So we should see a nice reddish situation occur if we do have a reducing sugar. And I'm going to go ahead and rotate here. It looks like we've got one sample already giving us a little bit of a color change here. And I will take them out and tell you which sample is changing color as they go. About that. Okay, this first one that is turning very, very red here this is fructose. Okay, so this fructose here is going very, very red. And let me dip it back in there so I can finish changing away. But this makes sense. Fructose is a monomer, and although fructose is a ketose, it can isomerize to aldehyde form and reduce the copper. Okay, so there's fructose so far. Let me pull out the other one that is turning reddish here. And it's our other monomer, glucose. I'm a lefty, so I gotta do things left-handed most days. Okay, so far we've got fructose and glucose, which have given us the nice, extremely red copper color there. Okay. Now let's see, we've got another guy in here that looks like we're getting a little bit of color. Which one is this? This is lactose. Okay. Lactose is a disaccharide, but although lactose is a disaccharide, it does have one of the portions of that disaccharide open, which can open up to aldehyde form and cause the reduction to occur. So we would anticipate lactose would be positive. All right, and so far these other three are not changing at all. Okay, let's take a look here and see what we have. So we've got starch. Starch is still nice and dark blue. And what is this? This is sucrose. So sucrose is nice and dark blue. Sucrose is a non-reducing sugar. And lastly, we have our blank, which is DI water, to show us what should happen when that Benedict's reagent is heated. So let's pull all of these up so that you guys can see them all together. Part of my lactose label fell off, but okay, let me go ahead and attach. Okay, so here are the results of the Benedict's test, where we have fructose, glucose, and lactose showing us a reduction. Starch, sucrose, and water are negative. This has been the Benedict's test for carbohydrates.